Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the transportation facility here at the Dearborn Public Schools. My name is David Mustinen. I'm the communications director for the Dearborn Public Schools. I have no CDL license, but today I will be driving the bus for this event. It was either that or I was going to throw someone under the bus, but you knew one of those two puns had to be coming today. So I thought I'd throw the more positive one out there first. I want to welcome everybody to Dearborn, Michigan, who may be visitors to our city and to our school district. We are the third largest school district in the state of Michigan with enrollment with just under 20,000 students. When we add in our preschool and our adult education students, then we're well over 20,000. We have about 2,700 full and part-time staff members, and we operate just over 35 schools and programs in our district. Very proud of all the accomplishments that we have made over the years, and this adding these 18 zero-emission buses to our fleet is just another example of the leadership that our Board of Education has provided our district, has allowed our district to take on these new initiatives to kind of set the tone and be trendsetters and let other districts kind of model the behaviors that we see going on here in Dearborn. So we are absolutely very proud of those initiatives. We have several partners here today and just who will be joining us. And just to give you a little bit of a rundown of how things are going to go today. We have, as I mentioned, several people here who will come up and share a few comments and share their thoughts. When we get done with that, we will have this incredible photo opportunity where we're going to pull the plug and get this going. And then after that will be some time for our media folks. We'll have some time for some one-on-one interviews off to the side. We have a bus that we can tour, a EV electric zero-emission bus that we can tour, and we have another two buses that we will be able to give some rides. If anyone wants to take a quick little ride around the neighborhood, we invite you to take part in that. Hopefully we'll be done here by no later than 11:15, 11:30, but we'll take our time at the end and make sure everyone has that opportunity to ride the bus and to also, like I said, for any of the media partners, if you want to do any interviews, that's fine as well. At this time, I just wanted to acknowledge that our superintendent, Dr. Glenn Maleko, was not able to be with us here today. He was scheduled to be here. He was feeling a little under the weather, which is a rarity for Dr. Maleko, so he will not be joining us. But he did want me to share with everybody his thanks and appreciation for all of you for being here. Also, to all of our partners for being part of this experiment, Bluebird and Highland Electric. This has been a great experience for us, and we are looking forward to even more greater opportunities in the future. I want to acknowledge some of our Board of Education members who are joining us here today. We have Trustee Aljami here, Trustee D'Ambrosio here, and a little bit later you're going to hear from our Board President, Trustee Mozup. And actually, that would be a good segue for me to introduce to you our Board of Education President, Trustee Mozup, who will join us here at the podium for a few comments.
Thank you, David. It is an honor to stand before you today as we celebrate this major milestone in our district's commitment to innovation, sustainability, and student well-being. Deployment of these 18 new zero-emission electric buses represents not just more than a transition in transportation, but actually symbolizes our forward-thinking approach to ensuring that we have cleaner and healthier environment for our students and the community. Dearborn Public Schools has been always committed to leading with vision, and today we prove that progress is not just a goal, it's reality. By investing in clean energy solutions, we ensure that our students not only receive the best education in the classroom, but also breathe a cleaner air on their way to the schools. The addition of these new electric buses were made possible by the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, our federal partners who have helped us with this major grant. As well, I'd like to thank our congressional delegation represented by Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib. I know we also have our Councilman Abraham. Thank you for coming and attending, as well as all of the school administrators and leaders who have joined us today. Um, the grants that we received would not also have been possible without the diligent work of our administrators and grant writers. And I thank them for that, represented by also Mr. Tom Wall, who has been leading our business operations. I'd like to thank our partners, Bluebird and also Highland Electric Fleets, for making this initiative possible. And together we do want to build a green, bright future. So thank you to all of you and enjoy your day.
Thank you, President Moza. Appreciate that. As I said, it takes a lot of partners, and we are very fortunate in Dearborn. We not only have great business partners, we have great community partners, and we have great partners at the state and federal level as well. And I know Dr. Maleko has done a lot of work over his tenure as superintendent here in Dearborn to build those partnerships with our elected officials. And one of those representatives who has been a champion for Dearborn schools in many, many ways. And we see her not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. She attends events. She's in our district. She's talking with parents and students. And I know a little bit later on today, Representative Tlaib is going to be visiting an elementary school in our district. So she is a visible representative, and I think that that's says a lot about who she is as a person. So it's my pleasure to introduce the representative from Michigan's 12th District, Representative Tlaib.
I was just telling Phil next to me, it looks like a really comfortable bus because that guy was pretty knocked out, and I think he caught himself. I don't know if anybody else caught it, but he was pretty knocked out behind us. So thank you all so much as we come, and it's always really important as we come at, hi, Matthew. As someone who grew up playing in Dearborn South End, my grandmother literally home was right across the street from Salina School. We were in the shadows of the corporate polluters. I still remember the smell. I still remember the smokestacks. I still remember just continued trucks. And it hasn't changed very much. So I know what it means when a community chooses, again, people over profits and investing, instead of us investing in clean air for our children. There's a saying, I think the first Black woman ever elected to Congress used to say, children can't learn if they're hungry. We've always heard Shirley Chisholm say that. But I really believe children can't learn if they're breathing in dirty air. We know that it impacts attendance. It impacts so many ways that, they're not able to thrive because of, them being in such a polluted area. And we know that Wayne County, and Phil's heard me say this, we haven't met the Clean Air Act standards like we should. And so, again, I'm here to say, children deserve to breathe clean air. I don't want to always smell that diesel smell and remember the school bus. It's instantly what you remember. So today we're celebrating this incredibly powerful milestone, 18 new electric school buses joining Dearborn's public schools fleet. My great partner, Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, played a critical role here as well. And so I want to thank her from the bottom of my heart for, again, continuing to try to find ways to invest in our communities. But again, this is going to mean cleaner air for our kids to breathe, quieter neighborhoods for our families. But this is what it means for the federal government to support local investments and strong community partnerships. This is what we should be investing in all the time. I want to thank our superintendent, the district team, our school board members, the dedicated bus drivers. I still remember my bus drivers as a kid. Wow, they all had really interesting personalities. Our local partners, right? You always remember them. Our local partners who helped make this, again, this possible. This is not just a ribbon cutting, as many of you know. It's about reversing generations of environmental racism. It's a reminder of what we can accomplish when we put students first and work together to create a healthier, safer environment for every child. We shouldn't have them normalize this. I thought it was normal. I think a lot of our kids there think it's normal. But these electric vehicles, these electric school buses, aren't just good for our environment. They're good for our public health, for our morale, and to give people human dignity. In a region where too many of our children struggle with asthma, reducing diesel emissions around schools is a matter of public health and equity. So, from the workers building and maintaining the buses to the drivers and technicians supporting them every single day, this shift creates real opportunities and strengthens our local economy. We're not just imagining a better future, but we're building it together, one electric bus at a time. But let's keep pushing for safe, clean, affordable transportation for every student in every zip code, because every child, again, deserves to arrive at a school healthy, safe, and ready to thrive. And again, thank you so much. And many of our educators and others have been sounding the alarms for decades. I've talked to so many who have talked to parents and others and saying, what can we do to make a difference? This is one small part, but we have to, and I know I'm looking at Phil, we have to work in partnership to really truly have clean air throughout Wayne County. Our kids deserve to breathe clean air, and I have them chanting in every school. When I say we have a right to breathe, they all yell clean air, and they mean it, Phil. So I really, again, appreciate all of you, and again, so honored to be here, be part of some good news for our community and our neighborhood. With that, I'll yield back. I do have a certificate. I don't know if Adil, as the chair, can you please come up? Of course. I don't know if you want to come and join.
Yep. Jamel and Pat,
yeah.
please join me.
Sorry, guys. Let's
Any
come
other
over
board
here.
trustee
I'm just
here?
going to do this really quick.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much, Representative Tlaib. Appreciate those kind words, those very supportive words. As we mentioned, and as you said, it's a partnership, and it takes the schools, and it takes government, and it takes everybody working together. These buses were made available to us through a grant from the EPA that provided the $8 million that was needed for us to purchase these buses. I wanted to also recognize that we have great city partners here as well, not only when it comes to just our schools, but creating a city and creating a community that is clean and healthy. And no one has been more of a champion of that than our mayor, Mayor Abdullah Hammoud, who is joining us here today. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor, for all you do, not just only for the schools, but for this city. You are truly a great partner for us. We look forward to many, many more years of working with you. So just stay right here. Stay as our mayor. With that, I would like to introduce our Director of Michigan's Department of Environmental, Great Lakes and Energy, Phil Roos.
Congresswoman Tlaib would like to change the name of our agency. I can't think of anything more dangerous than that. Hey, everybody. Just big thanks to City of Dearborn, the leadership of Dearborn Public Schools, and also Highland Electric Fleets for your role in making this event happen. And I've done probably 6 or 7 events like this around the state, and I see Josh from Highland at every one of those, and I just realized the role they play in making this all happen. And before I forget, I want to just give another shout out to Congresswoman Tlaib and also Congresswoman Dingell, who isn't here, but I know have played a big role in this EPA, in getting the funding for the EPA program that's making such a difference across the state. So again, I'm Phil Roos, Director of Michigan's Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, otherwise known as EGLE. And I have the incredible privilege every day of working with our team of almost 1,600 people who are around the state, working day in and day out, totally committed to protecting Michigan's air, land, water, and climate, and all the people that depend upon it for their basic health, their livelihood, and their way of life. And they're also dedicated to making Michigan an enduring national leader in environmental protection in everything that we do. We're here, of course, to celebrate 18 new zero-emission additions to the fleet and 20 chargers. That's not just your run-of-the-mill upgrade to a school's bus system. This is an investment in reliability and saving costs and making them available for the classroom where they belong, but also in the public health and just the quality of life of the students of this city. As we know, they don't emit tailpipe emissions. Just clear up the technical questions here at the beginning. And what that means is we don't have kids, as I have the fond memory of breathing diesel fumes every morning. We all do that. We know that's linked to asthma and other health issues. And just to be able to really make a real difference in that for the kids who will be riding on those buses is a big deal. They're more reliable. They don't require as much maintenance. We don't have gas that's expended. There's some energy costs, but it pales in comparison to what the full cost would be. And that, again, puts money in the classroom where it belongs. And these are so quiet, too. I mean, we all note that about electric vehicles, but we really note that about electric school buses. So you don't have that constant hum. It's more than a hum, it's a roar while you're riding in a typical school bus. And it's not a great way to start the day, really. And I think this really, I don't know if there's data on this, but I believe it'll help with attention spans and just make it easier to learn. The other thing I've noticed across the state is that having these electric school buses has sparked curiosity about the science behind them, about sustainability in general. I was up in Pellston maybe a year and a half ago, and the students wanted to do gardening on the site of the school and provide that for the healthy lunches, a whole range of different sustainability activities. And I think that's another sort of hidden benefit. And of course, they're a big step in our ability to reduce carbon pollution and to achieve a key goal of Governor Whitmer's My Healthy Climate Plan. Transportation is the second biggest cause of carbon emissions. And we can't get anywhere without making a dent in that. And that's why electrifying fleets like this is so important. And unfortunately, that was mostly out of the range of most school districts until just 3 or 4 years ago. And through the EPA's Clean School Bus Program, and we also have a program at the state of Michigan, the Clean Bus Energy Grant Program. EGLE administers it, and it's through the Department of Education. It has made a real difference here. And I want to acknowledge other partners like DTE have played a role, like in this particular situation, but in other parts of the state, in providing the funding to make this happen. None of this has already been said, but none of it happens in a vacuum. It's all partnerships. It's all of us working together. It's the Dearborn Public Schools having the vision to make a big transformation and do something big for their students. It's Bluebird and Highland Bus Company having the technology and the vehicles to make this happen. It's Highland for all the long-term support and handling all the operational needs to make sure these buses run smoothly and reliably for years to come. And the congressional support and, of course, support from the EPA and our Department of Education at the state. We're proud to work alongside all of you, and this is a pretty big milestone for the city. So congratulations. It's a big investment in the health of our kids and in saving money we can put into the classroom. So thanks for being part of it, everybody, and privileged to be here.
Thank you, Director Roos. We appreciate you being here and joining us here today. I will already invite you to another event coming up soon in Dearborn. We have one of our administrators here from the Salina Intermediate School, and we are launching a Green Schoolyards program in May. So this is my informal, formal invitation for you to attend that event as well. Always got to take advantage of the networking opportunities. So. Sorry. Again, we have had, as everyone's been mentioning, and the theme here is partnerships and working together. And a company that has been part of the Dearborn Public Schools for a long time is Bluebird. You can see their insignia on the buses. And I thought it was so cool when we first got these buses to look for the big green instead of the regular Bluebird logo. They have the big green Bluebird logo along the side of the bus. And it is so cool now as I'm driving around the city and I just look and I see that big green. Oh, there's one of our electric buses out there. So it's great that they're able to be here with us today. And at this time, I would like to introduce Vice President of North American for bus sales for Bluebird Corporation and invite Albert Burlight to the podium here. Thank you, Albert. Thank you.
All right, thanks, David. And thanks, Dearborn Public Schools. Thanks, Highland Electric Fleets, for hosting this event today. Really happy to be here. My name is Albert Burley. I'm the Vice President of North America Bus Sales for Bluebird. Thrilled to be in Dearborn. You know, not too far away from here is the historic Henry Ford Museum. And when you know it, the first Bluebird school bus is in that museum. Bluebird number 1, a 1927 Bluebird. It doesn't look a lot like that, but if you go by and see it, and you should, you'll see we came a long way in the last nearly 100 years. So I'd like to say a few things about Bluebird. We are actually the only U.S.-owned and operated school bus company. So we're pretty proud of that. And we're also recognized as the leader in zero-emission school buses. We have just over 2,500 of these on the road today, transporting kids. So that's my kind of shameless plug for my company. I want to make sure you're all aware. And I also want to thank our local Bluebird dealer here in Michigan, Highland Bus Company, for being here. And we both want to thank Dearborn Public Schools for entrusting us with your business. You know, about 2 years ago, we actually delivered our first electric bus here. So we're talking about these 18, but we actually had one in service almost 2 years ago here in Dearborn. So now there's 19. And a kind of a good way to do it too. I mean, get your first one, try it out, make sure your drivers and your technicians are comfortable, and then make the commitment to a larger purchase of these 18. So we do really appreciate that. And we've had a really good relationship with Dearborn Public Schools over the last 30 years, and we hope that continues. It's really great to see Dearborn. They continue to demonstrate their strategic vision to reduce harmful emissions and put student health first, while also reducing operating costs. And as you know, these buses are zero emissions. That means cleaner air to breathe for the students, but also for the driver and the communities where they operate. But you know, they also do carry a higher price tag, so we do certainly appreciate the EPA's assistance in providing funding through the Clean School Bus Program to fund these 18 buses. So really couldn't have done it without that foresight of the EPA. But not only does it protect student health by running these buses, but also can save significant money for the district. So we have other buses, like I said, about 2,500 operating throughout the U.S. And school districts are telling us that they are seeing about an operating cost of about 14 cents per mile with electric bus, compared to 79 cents a mile for a comparable diesel bus. That's a 65 cents per mile savings. Now, I'm not real good at math, but I did this beforehand, and 19 buses running for roughly about 12 years or so, that's about $1.5 million in savings. So that's really significant. So not just the health benefits, but of course the operational and savings for the district as well. So again, want to thank you all for allowing me to speak here today and for your attention. And I'll hand it back over to David.
Thank you very much, Albert. You know, in school districts, when we start something new, we call it a pilot program. And we usually like to pilot in 1 or 2 schools. And that way it gives us a good opportunity to work through all the new nuances of a pilot program. We are very fortunate that when we took on these new buses, we had an outstanding partner in Highland Electric to help us through as we piloted these new programs. With their expertise and their knowledge and their skill base, really has helped make this transition as smooth as possible. You can understand that things, anytime you introduce something new, there's a learning curve for everybody involved, from our drivers and our mechanics and all of us. So it is great to have a skilled partner like Highland Electric along the ride with us to help us along. At this time, I would like to introduce Midwest Regional Business Manager from Highland, Josh Williams.
Thank you, David, and thank you everyone for joining us here today. It's an honor to represent Highland as we celebrate Dearborn Public Schools and the accomplishment of launching this fleet. Like we said, partnership is a key theme today, so we also have to thank the EPA Clean School Bus Program, the Michigan Department of Education, and DTE as well for your support of this project. Also want to thank Representative Tlaib and Director Roos for your support here today and your leadership across the state. But we do know that every successful school bus project starts with a school district, one that has the vision and fortitude to bring the benefits of these buses to their community. And so we want to thank the district for having that vision. And when I think of the first time Highland met the district leadership, it was almost exactly 2 years ago. We were at a national conference for education administrators, and it was a jam-packed session with all the electric school bus manufacturers talking about how these buses are ready for the tough task of getting students to and from school. And I have to say, Albert's team did a particularly good job that day of explaining the strength of the Bluebird buses. But the key moment was in the Q&A session when Dr. Maleko and Tom Wall were sat near the back of the room, and Tom raised his hand and very thoughtfully, but in a matter-of-fact way, asked a good question saying, it's great that districts win this funding, but what about the infrastructure? How do we cover the infrastructure costs and really set ourselves up for long-term success? And from that moment, I knew Highland, we needed to meet Tom and Dr. Maleko because this district has the big picture in mind. And we really commend them for seeing the big picture and knowing that they weren't going to bring these buses to the district if they couldn't do it in a fiscally responsible way, in a way that can save money for the district and put money back in other operating expenses or back into the classroom. So again, we're thankful for that vision they had. And finally, it wouldn't be a school bus event in Michigan without thanking our advocacy partners. There's a tremendous coalition of advocacy groups here, and want to personally thank Kindra Wide for your leadership of the It's Electric Coalition and a number of other advocates in attendance here today. It's your tireless efforts that really are putting Michigan at the forefront, and Michigan is a leader in electric school bus adoption thanks to your dedication. And want to just close again by thanking Dearborn Public Schools again for being a leader among leaders. Thank you for the example you're setting for districts in Michigan and across the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. Appreciate those kind words. Finally, right, it's all about power. And who are you going to turn to when you need power? You're going to turn to DTE. I'd like to introduce Director in Marketing of Transportation for DTE, Neil Foley.
Good morning, everyone. So first off, I'd like to thank Dearborn Public Schools for inviting us, DTE, here and letting us help celebrate this significant achievement. It's great to see the community and the state come together in support of such a significant milestone and a significant step to a cleaner future. So DTE is just thrilled at the unveiling of these 18 electric school buses and 20 fast chargers. They're really a testament to the city and the district's commitment to sustainability, innovation, and the health of their students. But not only will these buses reduce emissions in the community, they also set a powerful example that other schools and districts and organizations can follow. Early adopters like Dearborn Public Schools really help pave the way for other groups to follow in their footsteps. So we see more and more of these events going forward. We're also very proud to have played a small part in this initiative, which, as Josh mentioned, is over 2 years in the making. We participated through our fleet advisory services and our charger rebates. But while DTE has a broad commitment to help our customers explore energy solutions and transition to more sustainable practices, you can't do that without a partner that's leaning in and is engaged. And as Josh highlighted, boy, did we have that partner here with Dearborn and the district. So that was great to see. It's really a great example of just how powerful and meaningful and effective these partnerships are when you kind of get a coalition like we had here that we're celebrating today. So to that end, I do want to extend a special thanks to Highland Electric, the school administration, and the district for really making this happen. Your dedication and hard work is really the reason that we're sitting here today and celebrating a cleaner future through these electric school buses. So once again, congratulations to Dearborn Public Schools, the city, and the state on this accomplishment, and we look forward to a meaningful partnership in the future. Thanks.
Appreciate those kind words very much. Thank you. And it is a partnership, really. It takes all of everybody working together, and we appreciate all of that support. You know, we've heard from all the adults in the room, right? And so supposedly, really, what we're talking about and what our business, we're all about students. Students first. That's our vision statement. And if you know our superintendent, you will see him with his vision, with his students first sign, traveling the district, very active on Instagram, and he's become somewhat of a local celebrity when he's in the schools. He actually, his wife said when he first became superintendent, you got to knock off these pictures with these kids on social media all the time. She's like, who do you think you are? And he said, listen, it's not me. I walk in the school and the kids come up and they surround me and they say, come on, Dr. Maleko, we want a picture of you with the sign. So it's become kind of legendary in our schools, and we're very proud of that. But what we're more proud of is that it's about the students. That's why we're here. That's our business. That's our whole vision, mission, goals about what we do in this district. And who better to kind of close things out for us is to hear that student voice. We're very proud to have with us today a student from Dearborn High and from DCMST, which is our STEM magnet program. And would like to welcome Madi to the podium to say a few words. So,
well, good morning, everyone. My name is Madi Nasrallah. I'm a proud student in Dearborn Public Schools, in a city that's always been at the heart of movement of people, of ideas, of innovation. We've been building what moves the world for generations, and today we're proving we still lead that charge. Now I get it. When people think about exciting, groundbreaking technology, the first thing that comes to mind probably isn't a school bus. But buses are more than just that big yellow thing that students run after at 7 in the morning. But today, those buses are something more. They're symbols of progress. Quiet, clean, electric-powered symbols of where we are going. These 18 new school buses represent more than just a way to get students to schools. They represent the fact that Dearborn doesn't wait for change. We actively create it. And we're not just doing this for us. We're doing this for Michigan. Because when Dearborn takes a step forward, it sends a message across the state. This is possible. Cleaner air is possible. Greener transportation is possible. Innovation in public education and sustainability can go hand in hand. We're proud to be a model not just for other cities, but for an entire state that's ready to lead in clean energy and bold solutions. As a young person growing up in this city and in this state, I see this as a powerful message. We're not just investing in technology, we're investing in values, in health, in sustainability, in innovation, and most importantly, in us, the students. Because this is the world we're inheriting in the end, the one we're going to lead. And we're watching closely to see which communities are stepping up to make real, bold choices. Today, Dearborn made one. Electric buses mean cleaner air, reduced emissions, and a commitment to a future that does not rely on fossil fuels. And for someone like me, someone passionate about youth engagement and public service, this isn't just exciting, it's personal. It shows we, as a community and as a state, believe in action, not just for today, but for generations to come. And here's the thing, every student who steps onto one of these buses isn't just riding to school, they're riding into the future. They're being shown day after day that the adults in their community believe in sustainability, believe in responsibility, and believe in doing the right thing, even when it's not always easy or convenient. And that matters, because when we see real change around us, it fuels our hope and inspires us to build a better future than the one we inherited. I want to thank Highland Electric for partnering with Dearborn Public Schools to make this vision a reality. This kind of collaboration between public institutions and innovative companies is exactly what we need more of, because no one fixes the world alone. It takes all of us, schools, student leaders, and yes, even teenagers, working together with one shared purpose. To the proactive leaders who made this possible, thank you for setting an example and something we can believe in. To every city across Michigan that's watching, let's keep raising the bar together. because the road to a cleaner, smarter future runs right through our communities. And today, Dearborn just paved the way. Thank you very much, everyone.
And that's why Madi was chosen. Every single student in Dearborn is exactly like Madi. That's why you want to be here in Dearborn. Madi, thank you so much for those comments. You were spot on. Thank you. So at this time, and I'm not saying anything more because there's nothing more to say after that. So at this time, I would like to ask those who were speaking to come forward. Mr. Mayor, if you'd like to join us up here, our board members, we're going to do our, this could be a great photo op. We're going to do our ceremonial pulling the plug here. I'm going to move this podium out of the way. At this time, if any members of the media would like to do any interviews with any of these folks who are up here, we can pull you off to the side so you can have a little privacy. For everybody here who is joining us, we have a bus over here if you just want to go walk through a bus. If you want to go for a little ride, bus 801 and 802 will be available to take some folks for a ride. I want to thank our transportation department, Miss Lisa Book, who is our transportation supervisor, all the hardworking bus drivers, bus aides, schedulers, mechanics. These are the folks, the boots on the ground, who are right there doing all the hard work. So I want to make sure we acknowledge them. So again, at this time, if you're interested in touring a bus, if you're interested in going for a ride, you can meet over here on this side. And any members of the media who would like an interview with any of the folks up here, come on up.